Thank you, everyone. This is Dr. Peter Reed, a trauma surgeon and head of the University Medical Center Trauma Program.
Hi, my name is Peter Reed. I'm the Trauma Director here at the University of Arizona. Thank you for your cooperation. I know this has been a catastrophe for a lot of people, and there's been a lot of people concerned about their family members. I'll try to give you a brief update, try to avoid giving too much details so we don't get the information to the families in the wrong order. So far, what we have at this hospital is we have received 10 patients. Of those, 1 died. We have 5 patients in critical conditions, and we currently have 5 patients in the operating room undergoing surgery at the current time period. And the rest of them are stable condition without any life-threatening or wind-threatening injuries at this point. And that's all that's all I have in the announcement, and then I'll take a few questions at this point.
Can you clarify that sentence? 10 patients, 1 dead, 5 critical, 5 operating rooms?
Correct. So again, 10 patients. 1 patient is dead here at the hospital. We have 5 patients in critical condition and 5 patients in the operating room right now undergoing surgery.
Can you tell us if the Congresswoman is one of the deceased?
No, the Congresswoman is not deceased.
Can you tell us her condition currently?
She is in critical condition. The neurosurgeons have finished operating on her, and I can tell you at the current time period, I'm very optimistic about recovery.
Can you tell us where she was shot and the extent of her injuries?
She was shot in the head.
Can you tell us who is the patient that has died?
I do not know that specific information at this point.
Can you tell us if any children?
I can tell you that the person that did die here at the hospital was a young child.
Do you know, was she conscious at all? Can you kind of give us an idea of what her condition was like?
Which patient?
Giffords.
Gabrielle Giffords' condition was very optimistic because she was following commands.
How many times was she shot?
She was shot 1 time.
Where, sir?
In the head, through and through.
Front lobe, back lobe?
Through and through. From I can't tell you right now for obviously for forensic purposes whether it's what direction. But she was shot through and through on 1 side of the head, never through her brain.
When you say optimistic, are you optimistic for full recovery? Is that too early to tell?
We cannot tell what kind of recovery, but I'm about as optimistic as you can get in this situation.
She's currently being operated on?
Surgery has been completed.
And what is recovery like now? Where is she?
She will go to our intensive care unit.
Is she in a coma? Is she conscious?
She's under anesthesia right now, so we don't know what it's going to be like for a while. But what I'm anticipating is what her recovery is in the next 24 hours, which will give you a lot more information that I can portray to you and let you know what about her prognosis.
How many hospitals?
I can't tell you anything specifically about any of the other patients right now except for Gabrielle. My understanding was that she was about 9 years old.
How many other children are victims?
I'm sorry?
Can you tell us how many other children there are that came in as victims?
Oh, that was the only child that came into our hospital. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Mayor, can you join us, please? Thank you. Mayor, Bob, walk up.
This clearly is a grave tragedy for this community, grave tragedy for the state of Arizona and for this country. I think this is the time for all of us to give our thoughts and our prayers for the victims of this tragedy that has just happened in front of us. I want you to know that what I have done is I've instructed our chief of police, that you're going to hear from in a moment, to give the absolute complete support to the sheriff's office who is conducting this investigation. They are the ones, the incident officer in charge of this tragedy. Our police department responsibility is for the citizens of the city of Tucson and for this university hospital. I'd like everybody to understand that the significance of what this means to all of us. To me, it really means to our country. I did have a chance to talk to Gabby's father as he came in. And I told him that this community and this region, this state, has Gabby's prayers and her thoughts in our hearts for her recovery. I'm very, very pleased to hear the doctor's report that she is still alive, fighting for a life. So those that are fighting for their lives, this is the time for us to really, let's say our prayers for a recovery. And for those that died today, they will not be forgotten. They are citizens of this country, citizens of Arizona and Tucson. With that, I'd like to turn the mic over to the Chief of Police, who will go over into the details of how we can best serve the Sheriff's Department in conducting this investigation. And I'll also tell you that you need to be sure, as media, that you have the collective information, not only from UMC, but from other sources, to get to the total magnitude of this great tragedy. In fact, I'd like to introduce our Chief of Police, via Cinco.
Good afternoon. Of course, I won't have much information I'm able to give to you. As the mayor pointed out, this is an investigation of the Tucson County Sheriff's Department. I believe they have already held a press conference giving out details about the investigation. Our role here with the Tucson Police Department and in the city of Tucson is that we have secured the offices and residences of Congresswoman Giffords, as well as other Congress people and members of the House of Representatives. We did that as a precautionary measure. We had no information that there was any threat, but obviously we wanted to take every precaution needed to maintain the safety of all involved. We will assist the Tucson County Sheriff's Department in any capacity that they need from us. I've been in direct contact with from Tucson County Sheriff's Office, who's handling the investigation, and I've assured him that we are there to assist him in any way possible. So there's really not much other information I can tell you other than I do stress and ask that you verify your information, because you have two different press conferences and you have different agencies involved. As far as the medical issues here at UMC and the investigation is with the Tucson County Sheriff. Thank you.
Sheriff, who was involved here in this case?
I'm sorry?
Who was involved?
Well, like I said, as far as here or up at the scene, it was Tucson County Sheriff's Department and Department of Public Safety that handled the scene preservation and control of the scene and instead of conducting the investigation. Here at the hospital, it was the Tucson Police Department with the assistance of the University of Arizona Police Department, as well as representatives from the Tucson County Sheriff's Department to come down here to help conduct the follow-up investigation.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Can you give us any information about the shooter in this case?
No, I cannot. That has to be.
What other representatives' homes were secured?
I don't want to talk about that at that point. Right now, we just made an evaluation on who we needed to provide some security for and took care of that.
Does it include state representatives?
No, not to that. Federal level.
Federal.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can you tell us what the Congresswoman's father said to you, what you said to him?
Well, he's in a wheelchair, and clearly he was overcome with emotion. He had family members around him. He wanted to be with his daughter, and he wanted to know where was the operating room, and we instructed police officers to escort him down to the operating room so he could be close at hand. And he was very appreciative that he would have a chance to be within a moment's understanding that her mother was here as well. So the family is gathered, and the family is by her side, and that's what it needs to be.
Mayor, you're cheering up right now. How emotional, how difficult is this day for you?
Well, I think that there's not a person in this room here, I don't think that doesn't understand the emotion of losing our citizens in such a tragedy, and losing those citizens will not ever be forgotten. There are some people that have been injured that are near and dear to our hearts. We've lived with many of them. So it's a decent emotion, I think, to tear up when we lose people, and we have people fighting for them. So this is, as I said, this is the time for us to remember them, to thank them, put them in our prayers, and wish them the very best, because they're near and dear to us. Thank you very much.
Mayor, can you confirm or deny rumors that a judicial officer was involved in today's shooting?
I cannot do that. All I can do is report on and understand what has happened here at UMC. And that's why it's essential you put all this together. You need to get the information from the sheriff's department. You need to put that together, which is a little complicated, but you must do that. And as the good doctor reported, we know exactly what has happened here. But you need to put it all together.
We're a bit unclear on how to get hold of the PIOs from the sheriff's department. Where is some people are having trouble reaching. Where is the press briefings and who do we contact?
Very well. I'm going to ask the chief to kind of go into what he knows about the sheriff's office press conference, which apparently was shut down.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, do you know they gave the last rites to the congressman? That the rabbi came over to talk to her? Is that correct?
I do not know.
We don't have information on that. As far as for the sheriff's department, my understanding the press conference was held at the Western Look. They will be having information also, I think, another press conference tonight. So they will be putting out that information to all media outlets.
Chief, can you tell us if there's any reason to believe that there's anyone else out there at this point in terms of?
We have nothing that the sheriffs have relayed to us to indicate that that's an issue, but obviously we take all precautions.
So right now you think it's one shooter?
Like I said, right now that's going to have to be answered by the sheriff's department.
Chief, is this hospital on lockdown right now?
Absolutely not. We have officers here to provide security, but there is no lockdown. Thank you all.